All right, Spirit, what's the gossip on Leo placements? What is the gossip on my Leos? What's the gossip? What's the tea on Leos? Okay, we got playing games, watching with envy. We got same sex. And we got partying. What is the gossip on my Leos? What's the tea on my Leos? I'm going to take these whether they come out reversed or upright. What is the tea? Okay, we got past life reversed. We got hopeless romantic reversed. We got bounce back reversed. And then we got inner child reversed. Top of the deck, we got ascension, spiritual growth, higher awareness, next level consciousness, and elevating myself. So the gossip on you, Leo, is that you have a strong sense of awareness. People are saying that you have elevated spiritually, Leo. They feel like you are somebody that can call BS when you see it, especially spiritually. You know when somebody is playing games with you because they feel like, okay, people are saying that you are not hard to manipulate, basically, because you will quickly cut somebody off because you have. We got past life, previous connections, unexplained familiarity, soul memories. I've known you before. Yeah, people are saying that you can call BS real quick just by their energy. You are somebody that cannot be manipulated. You cannot be finessed. You cannot, people can't play games with you. That's the gossip because you have a strong sense of awareness. And you know when somebody is toxic, especially if somebody trying to hold on to you. Some of you guys can also tell when somebody is holding on to somebody else on the outside, especially if somebody trying to attach themselves to you, trying to talk to you or be in a relationship with you. You have some level of awareness to the point where you know that they have attachments outside of you, but yeah, people saying that you are somebody that cannot be duped, you cannot be played, you cannot be manipulated, and you are quick to let somebody go because you have. And because of that, people envy you. People wish they had that, higher level of, energy that you have, because we got watching with envy. I feel like these could be people. Okay, people are also saying that you are not only not you can't be manipulated, but they're saying that you're not you you don't believe in fairy tale romances, basically. Maybe you used to be in this energy, of believing in fairy tale romance, but I feel like you don't anymore. Because some of you guys, I'm hearing you change your beliefs about love, about relationships, about, just having that true love partner or whatever. Maybe you just, like I said, you probably just don't believe in the fairy tale romance. And it's like people are basically, they wish they was you. They wish that they had that higher level of awareness. They wish that you people also wish that you do believe in love. Some of you guys, it's not that you don't believe in love. You just can't be manipulated into believing. Like, you can't be manipulated. It can't be forced. It has to be natural. It has to come natural to you, you know. And yeah, people just cannot tell you what you want to hear when it comes to love. So some of you guys, you could be somebody of the same sex. Like maybe you like to date people of the same sex, or you can just be, maybe you're open to dating other people of the same sex. If not, maybe you like the opposite sex. But at the end of the day, you may have people of the same sex watching you with envy because they can't manipulate you, because they cannot give you an illusion about them, paint some form of picture. So even if somebody come to you and give you some form of try to spit game on you about, you know, how you feel about them, especially if you really don't know them, you will eventually peep it. You will peep game. Like it's basically given that you cannot be played. Just because somebody tell you they love you doesn't mean that you automatically believe it, basically. But like I said, some of you guys, you have people watching you with envy of the same sex because they find it very difficult of bouncing back and getting over some form of illusion that they are stuck in. So, for an example, you may have friends or family members, right, that are stuck in trauma bonds with stuck in a trauma bond with a lover. You could be the opposite. Like you not somebody that quickly attaches to yourself to somebody and paints some form of illusion about that person being your perfect partner, knowing that they are all BS, especially if they're not showing you, especially if they're not making the effort. It's like what they say is out the door. Meanwhile, they over here dealing with somebody toxic and they just find it very difficult to bounce back. You have people of the same sex that could be finding it very difficult to get over some form of illusion that they may be in, a fantasy romance. You know what I'm saying? Even if somebody say they got a boyfriend or a husband, they in their mind they know that they're not with their partner because they still stuck in fantasy land. They still stuck in a state of illusion in which they feel like it's hard to get out of. Some of you guys I'm hearing somebody in your family, it can be a friend, or it can be anybody, but just know that you are somebody that people wish that they had that energy that you possess because it's looking like it's easy for you to not attach yourself to these energies, but when it comes to them it's hard for them to detach themselves from these energies. So yeah, but I'm getting this energy where okay, we got partying and then we got inner child. Yeah, people are just having a hard time healing. That's why they can't bounce back because they're not taking time out to themselves. They're not allowing themselves to heal. Some of these people are very wounded. Maybe they've been wounded since childhood because we got healing childhood wounds, reconnecting with joy, playfulness, restored, return to innocence. Yeah, these people are still, holding on to trauma. And that could be the reason why they're stuck in these trauma bonds with these lovers that they are involved in. Meanwhile, you are the opposite. You have overcame that energy. The veil has been lifted. Like you woke. You that woke. You can see what is for you and what is not for you. Meanwhile, like I said, they're comfortable living in that state of fantasy. They're comfortable with living in that state of illusion because they still have certain issues that they need to work on within themselves. So I feel like the gossip is that people do want to come together with you, but they feel like you trigger them. They want to be in your company. So and I just got another intuitive hit. So not only you trigger these people because okay, you trigger people. For an example, if you don't be around your family, right, your friend, your family, like your sisters, your aunts, or I'm getting females, right, we're gonna say same sex, and you have evolved spiritually and they haven't, you could be the type of person that will like lecture them and let them know, like, listen, you're not in a right relationship, that person is not for you. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. You trigger them. So even when you physically come on scene around these group of people, you trigger them. You basically, your presence alone, you representing who you are as a person, standing your truth, authentic self, you know, it makes them look at themselves. It hurts them. It hurts them. It hurts their ego because they don't like the simple fact that they have to let go of these trauma bonds and sit with themselves and heal. Yes, Leo, I'm telling you, people want you around them, but they just feel like you trigger them too much. You trigger them way too much. You bring some level of awareness. It's not only just your energy itself, it's what you say. Because, like I said, maybe you have been trying to speak to people in your family or your old friendship circle or people at your job, your community about the type of people that they're dealing with, but they didn't want to hear it because they was comfortable where they was at. I just feel like these people may have abandonment wounds, abandonment issues. Like I said, I feel like you have overcame that because you've been there and done that before, and now you're able to like help and teach other people on how to get out of a toxic relationship that's not good for them. Whether the relationship is a friendship, whether the relationship is a romantic relationship, whether it's a bad job that they may be in, you know, I just felt like whatever it's giving you as somebody who is like very influential, somebody who people look up to, people are inspired by, but they're not ready for. Um, they're just not ready to hear what you got to say because what you got to say it requires them to change. People just comfortable, you know, being with these toxic people. So I like this energy because I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of like I said, you setting the tone for I'm hearing the next generation of people. You know, it's giving somebody who is a leader, somebody who's a spiritualist, a spiritual leader, you know, that have overcame all the things that these people are still stuck in. It's giving teacher. But yeah, I just feel like the gossip is that your your energy, your level of awareness, it triggers a lot of people. Although people want to be around you, but they find it very difficult because you make them look at themselves. But I'll just keep hearing leading by example. You're leading by example, and they're just not ready to change. Okay, what else is the gossip on Leos? These cards. Okay, we got the Nine of Pentacles. We got the Seven of Cups reversed. And then we got the Sun, which is your energy. Yeah, so the gossip is that you have gained to be very comfortable without people. You chose yourself because your level of awareness. I'm telling y'all, I feel like I'm speaking about somebody who is very, very, very spiritually woke, who's on a whole nother wave, a whole nother path. You know, you have a whole nother, you have a whole different way of thinking than everybody else, you know, but you cannot be played. You rather choose yourself. You are content with yourself. That is the gossip. You are content with yourself. You know, you don't need other people's approval. You don't need other people's attention. You know, you cannot be manipulated. You cannot be finessed because the energy speaks volumes. The energy speaks volume. Your energy speaks volumes. Their energy speaks volumes. It tells you whatever it is that you need to know about these people. But yeah, so the gossip is that you just don't align with everybody. You just don't align. They can't come with you. Um, yeah, you chose yourself because they don't align with you. You felt like you had to abandon people, leave them out in the cold. Because the people that you may have tried to, you know, give some level of awareness to, they wasn't trying to hear it because they was comfortable with struggle love. These people just not ready to wake up, Leo. People struggle to let go of false relationships, false marriages. You know, some people struggle to let go of I told you, it's their belief system. People need to change their belief system. They're not with God. They're not with the universe. They're not tapped in like you. And make it so bad, whoever these people or this person is that's stuck in these bad relationships, a marriage or a commitment. Some of y'all, somebody in your family that's stuck in a bad marriage. That won't be for everybody. Some of you guys, there could be somebody you know that's stuck, like they go to church a lot, but they just do it to blend in. They really don't believe in God. Some of you guys, you know somebody that don't really believe in God, but they still go to church. But like I said, they do it to believe, like to blend in. And some of you guys, it's the same person that is stuck in this marriage with somebody that may be cheating on them, but they still go to church with that lover, knowing they feel like they don't belong in that space. They know they don't belong with that lover. They know they don't believe in God. I'm just getting that for somebody. Yes, somebody is an unrequited relationship with somebody. I feel like it's somebody you know. It seemed like all this energy is about other people, comparing it to you, more so pointing a finger at everybody around you. And some of you guys, I feel like this is what you realize, this is what you see around you. People in these false relationships, stuck in these bad environments, like these bad jobs where they feel like they're being mistreated, they're not making enough money, they settling, like whoever, whatever environment, whoever that they attach themselves to, it's like you see it. You see everything around you. I'm not saying that you think you better than them. I'm saying like that's how woke you are. People are stuck. I feel like you realize that people are very much stuck. And only thing it takes them to do is change their beliefs, change their mindset, and let go. Because it's not stable where they at. They know these relationships, these environments, these systems, whatever it is they holding on to is not, it just don't align with them. You see everything. And I strongly feel like you may have tried to tell somebody this. Let go of the old, rebuild yourself back up again. And they're not ready to hear it because they may have abandonment issues. They don't want to feel left out in the cold. They're not ready to be by themselves for a while. So I don't know. Maybe I am speaking about a spiritualist, a spiritual leader. You could be a spiritualist, a spiritual leader. Some of you guys, you may have your own public platform, and maybe you try to tell your followers, like, listen, if you stuck in this environment and you ain't being treated right, it's time to leave. I'm just getting this energy because I feel like I'm speaking to a spiritual leader. Some of you guys, you may consider yourself as a chosen one. And maybe you do have a public platform and you talk about the things that you guys overcame and then you could be trying to lead the pack. Like you could be trying to tell other people that stuck in these toxic cycles that they need to get out of it because it's not for them. It's their energy just don't align with it no more. They only stand in it because they don't want to feel abandoned. They don't want to feel left out. They don't want to feel isolated. It's time to break free. So yeah, I strongly feel like I'm speaking about a spiritualist, a spiritual leader, a chosen one, whatever you consider yourself to be, right? A light worker, a black sheep, I don't know, child. Okay, what else is the gossip? What else is the gossip on my Leo placements? This want to come out and these want to come out. So the gossip is, even if somebody tried to ignore you or act like they don't hear you, you're comfortable because you're not attached to anything and anybody or an outcome. So I don't know why I'm so like set on. I feel like I'm speaking to a spiritualist. You may be a spiritualist. Some of you guys, you are a tarot card reader. Like I said, light worker, whatever you consider yourself. Some of y'all, you definitely have your own platform, and maybe some of the people that's watching your videos, they could be ignoring you. They hear you. Told you, this is the same people that just not ready to change and really not ready for that life. They really not ready to get on that level. But yeah, like I said, you comfortable with people ignoring you as long as they get the message. Because one day they gonna need it. One day they gonna need you. They'll come back to the video, or they'll come back running to you physically if this is you outside somewhere, and needing your help and trying to get out of a situation. But yeah, that's the gossip. Like people may not hear you or want to hear you, but you still stand, and you okay with that. So the gossip also is that you are okay with being single. You don't do situationships. You don't do transactional relationships with people when it comes to romantic love. You're not tricking. You're not doing any of that. It says situational single, technically single, emotionally unavailable, keeping options open, not ready to commit. Yeah, you don't even have a roster. You're comfortable with that. I'm just getting this energy where somebody is comfortable with people leaving their life that just don't align with them. If it's not right for you, you will be okay walking away from it. So that's the gossip. You chose yourself. You okay without not having people, not having a roster, not talking to people because you too woke. You too woke. But yeah, look, I was getting this online presence. We got online obsession. I told y'all, some of y'all got silent watchers. Some of you guys, you have people. Some of y'all, you trigger people so bad. I got the chills. You trigger people so bad on what it is that you say to people, it makes people want to log off. But and then you got some people that's secretly obsessing over your content, obsessing over what it is that you say, because they know what you're saying is the truth. They just not ready to change, and it scares people. We got checking socials nonstop, reading into every like, comparing your like to their feed, log off and breathe. Yeah, you have people watching you in silence. Like I said, they may be obsessed with your content or your message, your delivery, whatever it is that you say. You may feel like they're ignoring you, they're purposely giving you the silent treatment, but they scared. You trigger them. What you say out of your mouth, it triggers people because they're really not ready to hear. Like I said, some people even get to the point where they love, like I said, love what you say because it's the truth, but it scares them, it triggers them. Told you, people are just not ready to let go of their karmics. You are so aware of everything, like you see both sides of the coin. I feel like I'm talking about a Leo or Leo placement that is highly aware of everything. You're not simple minded at all because this is not really about you. It's about everything and everybody. I just feel like I'm talking about a spiritualist, somebody who likes to help other people wake up so they can get their stuff together and get back on track with themselves in their life. But yeah, I just feel like you are aware of the simple fact that some people just not ready to let go of their bad toxic relationships. They're not ready to let go of that bad work environment. They're not ready to move the community. Some people are not ready to move out of town, even though they feel like their city is not for them. They feel like they are lost. They're not ready to leave people. They're not ready to leave their old toxic friendships, with their friendships with people that's karmics. We got tough teacher. Yeah, it could be painful. That's why they ignoring you. It says tough teacher, painful but necessary, showing you what to release. Learn it so you don't live it again. Yes. They're just not ready. They're not ready for the truth. Like I said, they love watching you and speaking the truth, but it scares them because this is uncomfortable. This is something that's not familiar to them. They look at you as somebody that's different. Because the people looking at you like, how do you know this? Because you've been there, done that. You've probably been in the same position they've been in. And you have. Or else you wouldn't be out here teaching, right? Spitting this knowledge to these people. But I feel like you are aware that these people are just not ready to let go. We got twin flame, intense mirror energy. So I feel like this is just energy, like push and pull, runner. Okay, deep trigger. I told you deeply trigger people to the. It's like you have a strong presence about you, right? Where it attract all these people, but then again, it makes them want to back off. Because I feel like your level of truth, it brings a lot of excitement to people that has not changed yet, but it also makes them want to like dismiss it at the same time. People can't help the simple fact that they are attracted to your light, basically, Leo. So that's the gossip. You may trigger everybody or most people, but they cannot help the simple fact that they are attracted to your light. It's like people know they need you, but they just don't want to accept it. They don't want to, they're in denial, basically. That's it. People are in denial about letting go of an illusion that they are living in. A lie. They live in a lie. They live in a lie. They're like, okay, they watching you. They're like, okay, yeah, what she's saying or what he's saying is nothing but the real, nothing but the hardcore truth. But I ain't ready to hear that. So I'm gonna stay comfortable where I'm at. because I ain't trying to be by myself. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking about some of y'all. Some of y'all Leos that's or Leo placements that's online, and you could be a chosen one, a light worker, or whoever you want to call yourself. You could be definitely one of those. Like I feel like I'm reading for one of y'all. Even if you don't have a public platform, you could just be doing this out in the community somewhere. Maybe you have strangers walking up to you, or you walk up to them and you speak some real to them. Maybe you talk about God a lot. I don't know why it's giving kind of Jehovah Witness, but you know, it's kind of it's not a bad thing though. You walking to somebody and speaking the truth about, you know, certain things in people's life. I feel like you got that type of like presence. Like you can just walk up to a random and then you can just talk about God and they'll sit there and watch you and hear you talk for like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It can even be a homeless person off the street you'll pull to the side. Like I said, it's kind of giving like Jehovah Witness a little bit. And what you're saying is the truth. It's like it hits people's spirit. They get the chills on everything that come out of your mouth. Like I said, whether this is on a public platform, whether this is just you physically out in the community, you know, wherever you at, some of you guys, it's just you. And maybe you try to help your family get out of these toxic environments and make these changes, but they don't want to hear you. That some of y'all, if you feel like you don't get no invites from your family and friends, is because you too real for them. So they keep their distance because they know that you will wake them up. You will bring something out of them that where make them look at themselves, and they're just not ready for that. And all could applies to y'all. Like you too woke. So that's the gossip, Leo. You cannot be played. You cannot be manipulated. You too woke. You trigger people. People can't be around you for a long period of time because they get scared. But they also love hearing they like what you say. They like what comes out of your mouth. They can't help it watching you. You know, even if they log off and then like they still come back. That's how attracted they are to your light. Okay, what else? Yeah, this is more like spiritual based, honestly. But I like this energy. I just feel like my Leos are leaders right now. Y'all out here trying to save the world. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because some people are just lost. Maybe they needed that guidance. You know what I'm saying? You never know who needed it. Because some people will take that information and use it. They will do what they need to do to make them changes. Because some people, like I said, probably never even ran into somebody like you until they ran into you online or they ran into you in person and you said something that woke them up and like, yeah, Leo, right, I need to make some changes now. Look, signs from nature. So some people feel like you get your I don't know why, but I heard psychic abilities. Like you just have that gift. I'm hearing you have the gift of gab. Like you have that gift of influence on people. I'm just reading it intuitively. But you do have a heavy influence on other people, whether they ignore you, give you the silent treatment, dismiss it, or whatever. They just know they said they got something embedded in their mind about what you said. They take it, they run with it. But yeah, the gossip is that people feel like you are somebody that's gifted, somebody who is working with, well, the universe works for you and working through you. That's exactly what I heard. But I'm like I said, I'm reading it intuitively. Yeah, you could be the divine feminine, or you can say you're divine masculine. It doesn't even matter. Some of you guys, I'm gonna disregard that because it's supposed to be a gossip reading. So yeah, so basically the gossip is that you the divine spirit, your angels, your ancestors, the universe works through you like you have some form of gift. People see that. We got epiphany. Yep, they saying that you have some form of gift. The divine is working with you and like through you. Just getting somebody who is very like have powers, like psychic powers. Like I said, you hold a lot of knowledge and within you, a lot of light. You're woke. Like I said, you wake people up to the point where it makes people want to run or back off. Yeah, it makes people want to run, but just know they watching. If you have a online presence, they're watching. Even if they're not commenting, even if they're not saying like if they're not saying anything, no nothing, no reaction, no none of that. They're watching. They hear you. They come back. Even if they act like they don't come back, they come back. And I told you, people secretly admire that. They admire you. They just don't want you to know that. So the gossip is that you have people that secretly admire you. They just don't want to be known. They just don't want it to be known, or maybe they just afraid of coming out and saying anything to you, because like I said, they don't. It makes them feel shame. It makes them feel bad. It makes them feel embarrassed. Yes, people are just not ready to get unstuck. I'm gonna take them up right, even though they reverse. But people secretly admire you, Leo. So that's the gossip. You have a lot of secret admirers. They still holding on to you because your confidence, because your light, your heavy influence, your strength. You got a lot of strength. So the gossip is that some people may end up coming out after watching you for a while and give you your flowers. Like I said, I just feel like I'm speaking to somebody that is big on, you don't have to be big. If you can even be at the beginning stages of you being on like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you speaking your truth, you walking in faith, you walking in your truth, you waking people up. People are going to eventually start to come out the woodwork and give you your flowers because of the amount of strength that you have, the amount of strength that you hold. Because like I said, even while you was stating things, stating facts, people was starting to ignore you because I stated that right here. Because you're the same person, while even like no support or barely support, they'll start to come out and give you your flowers. So expect some change. Expect some changes because some people may end up coming out after holding back and just watching you for a little bit. Some people they bold enough to come in and be honest and be real with themselves, you know what I'm saying, give you your flowers. It all depends on the person because some people don't like to hold accountability. Some people, I'm here, accountability, humility. That's exactly what I heard. But just know that you have a lot of, the gossip is you have a lot of secret admirers. People love your heavy of influence that you have. Although you scare the crap out of them, they still digging you. You know what I'm saying? They still watching you. Some of them is, not all of them. But just know that you are somebody that makes some form of impact in your community. No matter where you at, Leo, what you say, it hit deep. It really does. People hear you even if they act like they don't hear you, but just know that what you say is the truth. What you say, it hits skin deep, and it's kind of scary to some people what you say to them, because I just keep hearing you've been there, done that. You have overcame what it is that they're stuck in, and now you became like a spiritualist. You became a teacher, a healer, right? And some of y'all came from the streets. This man, it don't mean that he from the streets because he got a hoodie on, but some of y'all definitely could be. Some of you guys, you could be doing this on the streets. If you vlogging or anything, or you recording out here, and you got a social media presence, some of y'all actually probably like out here like recording while y'all out here in these streets. Still, some of y'all still probably going through it, but that's not stopping you from helping somebody else. You see what I'm saying? You can be a person still in poverty still pick up your phone and start recording and helping other people. Because like I said, some of y'all still probably going through it. Don't mean you all, it's just that you are waking up. Some of y'all waking up as you go along your journey, and you just video recording and putting it right on social media. Like I said, you could be like leading the way, taking baby steps, like comparing what it is that you go through, and then it's like you tell your side of the story, your experience of what it is that you go through, and then everybody else can relate. You see what I'm saying? Because some of y'all, you ain't, things may not be exactly how you want it to be right now, but it's a start for you to help other people, right? Because I'm hearing, you can imagine how many other people that could have been going through the same thing that you have been going through, or you currently still going through. So you like, forget it. I'm gonna pick up this phone. I'm gonna pick up this camera. I'm gonna start recording now. You know what I'm saying? It could be something like that. But you like a blessing to a lot of people. I'm telling you, that's the gossip. You are a literal blessing to a lot of people, because you have no idea how many spirits that you uplifted, how many people look up to you. Some people really needed that knowledge. Whatever it is that you said, some people really needed it right then and there. Some people going through the same thing that you are currently going through right now as you speak about it. Like, it could be something like that. Because like I said, some of y'all still spitting that real even while you have attachments. I told you, that's how strong you is. So gossip is that people look at you as somebody who has a lot of strength. They love that. A lot of strength, a lot of power, a lot of influence. People really look up to you. You inspire a lot of people, whether they acknowledge you or not. Because like I said, you could be like literally still going through it too and trying to release attachments. And then you giving your experience to the world. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's helping another person. Some of you guys, you have already released these bad attachments. You see what I'm saying? So it can go either way. Okay, Leo, I like this energy. Y'all ain't holding back. Y'all putting it out there. Yeah, travel. I told y'all, is y'all vlogging or something? Or like I said, you could be like a chosen one. You could consider yourself as a light worker. Some of y'all are single parents, whether you a man or a woman. I'm also hearing the gossip is that you may have to leave your city, your town. Maybe you changed environment. Some of you guys, maybe you just moved out of your mom house or your dad house, and you just picked up your phone one day and started recording, and then it just, you know what I'm saying? And you went right online, right on social media to tell your story. Maybe you telling your story about how somebody left you, or how you had to leave somebody that was toxic. Some of y'all just left a baby mom or baby dad. You feel like you had to leave, whether they was pregnant or not, because they were abusing you, or like maybe it was your family, and maybe you had to get out here and tell your story, and then everybody could relate, right? But yeah, the gossip is that you could be out here moving around, making moves, whether you a single parent or not, whether you have kids or not, you making moves. But this is all about you making moves on your own and giving yourself a new beginning. Yes, this woman looked pregnant, but it's all about new beginnings. You carry a lot within you, and I'm hearing it's your light. Yeah, we got compassion. I strongly, this lady is holding on to the world. I strongly feel like you are a social media influencer, y'all. Like, you still, like I said, battling your demons. You still go through your stuff too, but you're still able to, you know what I'm saying, carry the world with you as you move through this journey on your own. So the gossip is you have a lot of compassion for people. You really feel bad for people, because you know people in this world is going through the same thing that you are going through. Even at your darkest days, you still able to help people. You see what I'm saying? That's why I like this energy. Yep, y'all on y'all purpose. So if y'all have a big influence on the world, like online, this is your purpose. You on the right path. You definitely on the right path. So the gossip is that you are somebody that holds a lot of compassion for the world, for people, because you know what they're going through, and you are helping other people let go of dead weight. and start anew. Y'all on the right path. Even if you just made a social media account and you consider yourself as like a light worker or whatever, a star seed, a chosen one, you definitely on the right path. Yup, that's the truth. Things will start to balance out for you. Like I said, because some of y'all, even in the midst of you struggling, you still able to like put your message out there or put out these messages, right? Both. Because I feel like a lot of you guys do go by experience because you know other people are suffering out here besides what it is that you have went through, what it is that you're trying to overcome, or what it is that you have already overcome. So that's the gossip. You are somebody that has a lot of compassion for other people, and you want to help. You want to change the world. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here, Leo. I hope it resonates and y'all take care.